Hello, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Isley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to the Spanglish World Networks on Singo TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Singo TV app on their respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. Where you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today we are very excited about the program. We continue with what we started last week of doing, well, 2 weeks ago, doing more examples of what we were talking in the last months between energetical masculinity and femininity and how it works and why we were saying that it's not about roles or genders, but it's really something that we embrace, connecting with the energies. And the phase today we are going to be focusing on the energy as the emotion, the fluidity of the energy as an emotion, and that's something that I believe is key, and I am excited for that. How are you, William?
Doing well, doing well. It was a holy day week for us. It was nice to rest and do next to nothing.
Yeah, last week with Thanksgiving and all of that. So for me, giving thanks to everybody, it's great today for this show and everything. So that's something that I love. So what we are going to do first is we are going to start with a metaphor for the program. Uh, the the metaphor is with the emotional fluidity. What do we mean with that? Imagine emotional fluidity as the art of blending colors on a canvas. So you are the painter, start to imagine that you are a painter. And I know there are some people that believe that are not good as an artist. I believe sometimes that I wasn't good. But I realized that painting in a canvas, I was good when I was a kid, and I started to enjoy it when I decided to take that path. Just as an artist doesn't limit themselves to only one type of color, like warm colors or cool colors, the idea in that painting, you need to have fluidity. You can use both and you have to mix both. And that contrast is what start to bring like the colors, to bring like all the spectrum of fluidity and transformation, and like having this canvas thing, like feeling like, wow, this is amazing. But really depends on you being able to take the warm and the cool. It's okay. It's not that one or the other is better. It's just choose, and you can play with both at the same time. And having that contrast inside of the painting is going to be amazing. That is exactly what happens with what we have been talking until now. It's like you can decide like, oh, I am a man and that's why I have to use only the masculine energy, or you are a woman and you have to be only in the feminine. And it's like you are missing all the contrast in your life, you are missing all the colors in your mind, you are missing like all the fluidity that brings all this awareness, all this happiness, all this awakening also. So that's how we want to start today.
And we could also call it depth and realism because there's nothing in I do some writing, and there's nothing worse than having characters that are one-dimensional, shallow, and don't show up at all in the story for the most part, even if you have a main character. And so yeah, we definitely need the depth and the contrast and the photorealism, if you will, because I've seen some paintings that it looks like they took a picture that was that good. So yes, we have to have everything, because if we don't, we end up with some of our examples today.
So in the examples today, we have the first one, and we're going to do similar to last week in the professional life. So for example, in the professional life, if we are using only the masculine energy, and I am not talking again, if I am a man and I am using only that energy, because I know a lot of women that uses this energy, and it's okay. I am not saying that it's wrong. It's exactly okay. But the masculine energy is when you are taking charge of a project with confidence and assertiveness. That is a masculine energy, and that is okay. Then, when you mix it with the feminine energy, what the feminine energy is trying to collaborate with the team members and use empathy and understanding to create a cohesive team, for example, and trying to have something better functioning. And what we are talking in the topic today about fluidity is the leader confidently directs the team while using the, all the values, like valuing each member input and fostering also a supporting environment. Is like, okay, I am using the value of the people and knowing who is each of the people that is inside of the team, but at the same time it's creating a fostering a supportive environment where everybody can grow.
Absolutely. And well, we didn't discuss this beforehand very well, did we? You want to take the parenting one as well?
Well, in the parenting is very, it's very similar. Masculine energy, what is doing the dad, for example, sometimes, and this I am using now the gender, but that it's not exactly that. When you're in the part of the masculine energy, is setting firm boundaries and rules for the children. That is something that is okay and is needed in every house. But if you are using only that part and you are only the person in charge of setting boundaries and rules for the children, you are missing all the joy that the kids are bringing to the house. And if you're in the other side, in the feminine energy, is providing comfort and emotional support. What we are talking now with the fluidity is a parent, and I am not saying a dad or I am not saying a mom, it's a parent, any of those, who can enforce rules with a loving explanation, blending strength and nurturing care. So it's both sides. It's like you have the strength because you are putting a boundary that kids knows, and that is key. And I can tell you from a dad's perspective, when you teach the kids that there is boundaries and what happens when they are outside those boundaries and they know them, they feel secure. Eh, but also it's important not to put like, because I say so, I am the dad and that's it, and I don't care about anything. It's like you can give an explanation and start to hear also from the other side. But dad, you make me feel like this because you are telling me this, and the way you are talking to me is blah blah blah. And you can learn a lot from those type of conversations, and thinking that they are big, they are really a human being in a body that maybe is very little, but it's going to help you a lot to see like even the world and the perspective from their eyes, something amazing.
Exactly. Because in my household, it was kind of reversed. I mean, mom displayed a lot of the masculine energy in this example, and dad displayed a lot of the feminine energy in this example. So yeah, it's just interesting how all of this works out. So moving on to the self-care realm. The masculine energy is pursuing personal goals with determination and resilience. Yeehaw. The feminine energy, listening to one's body and mind and the mind's need for rest and rejuvenation. And then, when we mix the two, we get someone who pursues their goals with tenacity and also honors their need for self care and rest, recognizing both the drive and the downtime are necessary for success. And wow, did I not have great role models in this respect. So, growing up on a farm, it was go, 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 go. And then if we got any downtime, oh crap, the cows got out. We have to go get them. So, yeah. And then social interactions. I say we tag team this one.
Uh,
It's interesting.
go ahead with that one.
I was going to say it's interesting. The whole being decisive and direct in communication can get one in trouble.
Yes. I went through a situation like that a few hours ago, so that's why you're thinking about this, and it's incredible. Like I was not looking for that, but that finally happened, and it's like sometimes you have to be decisive and direct in your communication, and that doesn't mean that the other person is going to understand in the same way, even when you are being as decisive and as direct as you think. Uh, so, but the next point, you continue with the feminine energy. What is the meaning of that?
The sensitivity and the tact in understanding others' perspectives. Yeah, that's always nice. And yet, if we're always looking at others' perspectives and seeing from their eyes, sometimes I have forgotten who I am in the whole encounter. So then, when we can come to terms with these two and communicate with clarity and purpose and being considerate of the feelings and viewpoints that are being presented, it's pretty cool.
Yes, and exactly. And hello, Marcela. We can talk later for sure. Uh, in regards of this, I believe that both are very interconnected between self care and social interactions. For me, also the self care was something that I didn't realize that even when I was always in the high performance, that I was using all the high performance just to pursue my personal goals, like with the masculine energy that you were saying, like with determination and resilience, but not listening to my own body and my own mind. And that's why talking about these two things is like, okay, it's okay to pursue your personal goals. Of course, that is something that we are always talking and working and everything. But what happens if that starts to create problems in your own body? And what happens if you start to have this famous stress that is creating a lot of health issues in a lot of people? So it's like having the tenacity, that thing of mixing between one, like, okay, I want to pursue my goals, but at the same time, honor my body and know that when is the time to have some time of rest, uh, just nourish myself, taking the time to breathe and take anything that is happening and flow with that and be okay with that. Be okay with one day of no working. No, I can't, Alejandro. I have a lot of things to do. I was the same. And when I was in corporate, it was the same. And when I have been in my own business. I brought that idea of, oh, I have to finish until I have achieved all my goals. And what happens if those goals take more time? And suddenly I keep growing those goals. So it's like, take time to listen to your body, take time to listen to yourself, to your mind. You need to rest. You need to rejuvenate. You need to take care.
And this would be a lot longer conversation. It's a matter of sometimes, though, there's that wonderful voice or choir in the back of the mind that are always saying, work, 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 back to work. We don't care if you want to rest, work. It's not pleasant.
Yes. There was one that we didn't talk, and even when we don't say all the action steps because it was really great and was about the personal relationships. And that is in the masculine energy, the personal relationships, we can be trying to protect our partners from challenging situations. In the feminine energy, we maybe want to be open and vulnerable in sharing emotions. That it's like one side of the each have different side. Both are okay. And what we are saying here in the fluidity is a partner, that is man or a woman, it's one side or the other, it doesn't matter. A partner who can stand up for the loved one while also being open about their fears and hopes, creating a relationship based on both strength and emotional openness. So this again, and I love these examples because those are things that I'm working on myself too. And I am working on being okay. I know that I love to protect, that's part of my nature, but also how I can be open and vulnerable in my relationship. I'm not talking about here I try to be as open and vulnerable as possible, but sometimes doing the same thing with my partner is not the same. It's like no, she has to understand because she has been with me 10 years and she has to understand, like I don't have to explain why she don't understand it, like because I haven't spoke with her, I haven't taken the time to explain how I am feeling, what are the things that I'm going through, and those things are things that we have to create a process of learning and understanding and doing.
Absolutely. Now, you might be tempted to think that emotional fluidity has something to do with being unstable or constantly shifting in where you are. And what it really means is having full access to the full range of the emotional colors we can work with and which ones to bring to the forefront in any given situation. It's about embracing the full spectrum of who you are and expressing it without limitations. And oh my God, you say, but I can't express myself fully. Yeah, there are lots of situations where it's best not to do that, which is why in our wonderful action steps, we talk about trusted people and trusted situations where you can experiment with this stuff.
So, something that I want to have like very clear with everybody here that is listening today is when we are talking about emotional fluidity, if you heard, we didn't mention that something is better than the other at all. All emotions are just that, emotions. They are not good, they are not bad. They are emotions. They are energy in motion. So that's why having this emotional fluidity is something amazing because it's like, oh, I am feeling sad right now. It's okay. I can feel it and I can connect with that. And I can start to bring the joy, uh, not staying there, but bring the joy and start to see the good thing in the situation that is happening, or vice versa. So the action steps, I don't think that we will have time to do the five of them, but maybe I will do something very quick of the things that we can talk. The first one, the emotional inventory.
Very important.
So
Keep track of what you're feeling.
go ahead, sorry.
It's just keep track of what you're feeling for the week. Notice any patterns, situations where you feel restricted um, whenever you are unable to express yourself.
The,
Uh,
the
Go
other
ahead.
example, it's really interesting, this role reversal exercise. So if normally you have been doing one thing, like all the time you are the fostering in the house and you are keeping everything in control and having everybody in nurture, do the role play of being the other person that is putting the boundaries. For example, what happens and how do you feel, and what happens with the emotions that you are suppressing. So that is another one that it's, I believe, very powerful.
Absolutely. And then just for the experiments and the experience, seek out diverse stories. Uh, Engage with stories, films, biographies, individuals who embody emotional fluidity. Uh, I'm not sure who those are. I bet Google knows.
Yeah, depends on each person at the end. Really, each of us have a different thing. And something that is very key here is start to find out other emotions that maybe you are not experiencing or you are not allowing to experience yourself. And that is coming from a person that didn't cry for more than 20 years. That is me. Uh,
And
so it's like didn't know what was that, even feeling like even one little drop of tear, like at all. Uh, so started to understand that there is a full range of emotions uh, going on that can help you a lot to really start to see this fluidity and how everything can move around. So it was very quick, but thank you for being with us today.
yes,
Marcela, we will contact you and we can have a conversation later. Thank you for writing, and everyone, thank you for being here. William, thank you.
it was my pleasure.
This show can also be heard on Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you all. See you next week. Bye.